Hey guys, it's Force Death 76 here, and today I'm going to be talking about this manga series that I just finished called Soloist in a Cage. This is actually Moria Shiro's first published manga, and it is only 20 chapters long, so it's not a long read whatsoever, and I know when people have their first published series, it's not uncommon for it to be short, but I really enjoyed this series, and I just want to talk about what I really liked about it. I know that this series started in the summer of 2019 and then went on a 2-year hiatus, I believe due to the author's health, and came back in the spring of this year only for it to finish in the beginning of June. A lot of people are talking about what could be the possibilities as to why it ended with the length that it did. Some people really do believe that the story was just meant to be this short. Others believe that the series got axed due to it being on hiatus for so long. And other theories could be too that the author's health, they didn't really want to invest any more time in finishing it. But back to the manga itself. If you're familiar with Attack on Titan, you know that on the other side of the walls that Eren and his friends are trapped in have the Marleyans, who are a hostile force that, when breaking out of these walls thinking that they'd be free, are met with and have to confront and fight. Now imagine that hostile force, but inside the walls with you. And this is how this manga starts. This manga starts with a little girl named Chloe and her little brother Locke, who's still just a little baby. And they live in this area called Prison City, which is a terrible place where they send all these prisoners, and there's basically no laws here. People rape, people kill, people steal. It's a terrible place for children, definitely. And they say that their parents have went missing around 6 months ago. They left and never came back, so it's just been them. They never left their own room for how scared they are, and they only are able to survive because their neighbors, who have jobs working for the people who run Prison City, can give them food every night for them to eat. Now the prisoners, if they try to escape, will have a really tough time doing so because it's guarded by these robots where they see and hear anything suspicious from the prisoners, they shoot them on sight, killing them. But one day when a big snowstorm hits that messes with the robot's vision, that's the opportunity for the prisoners to escape. While the one that was taking care of Chloe and Locke tries to get them to come with him to go over the wall, they stay behind and he goes on his own. As he's climbing up the wall and about to make it through, he feels a low tug on the other end of his rope. It's Chloe and Locke, but unfortunately a sound is made. A sound big enough for the robots to hear and attack. This results in them getting shot at and Chloe unfortunately dropping Locke after promising to protect him. While getting shot at, they still escape over the walls, but Chloe vows to go back in and rescue Locke, no matter how long it takes. This sets up a really nice premise for the manga where escaping from the evil usually is the end goal of a series. But in here, it's the beginning where you escape the evil. But because there's something that still ties you to this city, this horrible, awful place, you have to go back to get it. You need it in your life. You have to go back and get what is yours. So I really like how this series does it, where Chloe, after this huge time skip where she's 19 years old, has to go back in the city where her brother might not even be alive anymore. And she encounters all these very interesting characters that interact with her in a lot of ways. The action, I don't want to say too much else because I would spoil the really good story that is written here, and I really think you guys should read it all for yourself as blind as possible. But the way how this is set up, I think it makes Chloe a really good protagonist. She's always a pleasure to watch on the screen. I love how she interacts with people, her own thoughts, her own actions. When I read certain series, there always will be times when I'll see the main character do something and I'll be like, yeah, okay, that wasn't really necessary, or yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that. Now, granted, this manga is only 20 chapters, but I didn't feel that at all with Chloe throughout the whole series. I thought everything she did was pretty well aligned with what was happening in the story, and the fights that she would get herself in I thought were awesome. I like the artwork too in this series, how it does illustrate those fights, and just in general, this series is beautiful. If this mangaka continues to make other works in the future, if their art style gets better, or if it even still stays the same, I can see this mangaka getting talked about as one of the best artists in manga, right up there with Vinland Saga and Berserk's authors. The characters in this world too, while I did say that they were interesting, I really liked all of them. You got an old man, you got a little kid in a cat costume, you got all these different people, and the thing was also makes this really tense at times is when you first encounter these people, you really don't know some of them if they're going to be friend or foe, and something can happen where they seem like one thing and then immediately switch to being another. And I think that's really cool. I'm not saying this manga is a masterpiece by any means. I don't think this manga does anything like groundbreaking or special that will be remembered from other mangas, but it's a great series and you can have a ton of fun with this. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't need the next Berserk or the next Vagabond. You can just have fun with a series that has great action, great art, and good characters. I would recommend you guys check out Soloist in a Cage. I'm pretty sure you can read it for free on the Shonen Jump Plus app. It's all free, I'm pretty sure. I hope you guys would enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you guys for listening to me talk, and I'll see you in the next video.